Yeah, most times when EPL is being discussed, it's always the traditional teams that I mentioned the last 10, 20 years. Man United, City now, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, most of the time Tottenham. But there are these three dark horses that have showed up now in EPL. And it looks like they're making strong case for themselves based on how they performed last season and what they have done in transfer window this summer. Aston Villa, Brighton, and Newcastle. Transit TV, welcome back to Ready Football Show. Today we're welcome back our diehard, self-acclaimed diehard Chelsea fan. Chima is on the show today. We're going to look at, this is a part 2 of our season review. Yesterday we looked at Arsenal, City, and Real Madrid. We all know that the seasons in Europe are starting this weekend. Germany, I think, next weekend. So tomorrow we have the curtain raiser between Burnley and Man City. Then on Saturday, Arsenal is going to host Nottingham Forest. It's also no longer in news that Chelsea is going to be playing Liverpool at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. So it looks to be a very, very exciting, big and massive weekend for EPL. It's the first week of the season and already it's looking like all the teams are going to war. So with me today to look at some of these teams, evaluate their squad, check and evaluate some transfers that have been done, the ones that are going on. We all know about the big breaking news today in the transfer market. Harry Kane, Bayern Munich agreed terms with Sqaud today for Harry Kane. Though Harry Kane has not made up his mind yet, it's still 50-50 if he's going to go on with that move. From nowhere this afternoon, news broke that Liverpool entered into the race for Caicedo. This is a player Chelsea has been chasing for the past 3 months, all through the transfer window. And all of a sudden today, Liverpool made inquiries confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And Liverpool made inquiry. And on the other hand, Chelsea bidded for Lavia, £3 million short of what Southampton wants. So it's becoming very interesting in this window. And for Arsenal fans like us, they are just chilling on their couch and watching this drama unfold, having done their own businesses very early in the transfer window. So to discuss all this today is a fully loaded episode. It's Chima, who by loyalty is in the middle of all this drama. So Chima, welcome to the show, and our viewers are happy to see you.
Thank you, Transit TV. I'm so glad to be here back again. Viewers, it's going to be a fun-filled, packed discussion. I was here the other time, and without missing words, let everybody know that I'm a diehard Chelsea. I breathe and smell and drink and eat and dine and wine Chelsea. So I am here today to be a loyal Chelsea fan and at the same time discuss other teams. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yesterday you escaped the bullet. Choma was here waiting patiently to shoot her guns, but she said she will try and make it for this episode as well. We hope that she joins. You know, she's back home in Nigeria. It's midnight in Nigeria now, so probably she will be joining us.
I've been very glad to see her because I know that at least by now she would have known, or she would have seen that all that glitters are not gold. You know, she would have seen most of the things I told her about some of these players that Chelsea sold that I was happy about. Majority of them are still, at the periphery of their exploits. They are not showing any capacity in the teams they've joined. And I don't want to drag us out of the way, but you can see that Mount is looking like a featherweight.
Yeah.
He's looking like a featherweight. He's not seeing his bearing. And even Kai, that you guys jumped up and let's see what future holds for him in Arsenal.
Yes. Having said that, before we continue with this one, I want to remind you once again, if you've been enjoying our videos and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now. Like and share this video. And please, the season is about to start. I want you all to get busy on the comment section. Let's
exactly, and let us argue about it. Let us have matches, discuss it after the game. Let us come to the comment section and express our displeasures and our happiness as to the performance of some of these players. For me, anytime that Chelsea game finishes, I want to be passionate. I want to discuss about it. I want to get into fist, fight what happened in Alabama last weekend. If it can be recreated in the comment section in terms of comments, that is the way I want to go.
Exactly, guys. Please get busy on the comment. What we're saying here is our own opinion about some of these issues. We also want to hear from you. We want to learn from. We want to hear from you what you feel about what we think on these issues. Like I said, it's been very interesting today. Very massive news out in the transfer market. You support Chelsea, you support Arsenal, you support the Liverpool, United. Somehow this news affects your club. So let us know what you think and what you predict what you think will happen. At the end of this one as well, today we're going to predict result of 5 games: Burnley City, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Fulham, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Brentford, Spurs, and Chelsea, Liverpool. These 6 matches, we're going to give you our predictions on what we think is going to be the outcome of these games. So just stay tuned. There is an action-packed episode, like Chima said. We have a lot to talk about today, and we hope that you will stay and let us know what you feel about it.
I'll give it justice. I'll give it justice.
Yeah, so before we go into the teams, let's touch on these 3 breaking news today. Harry Kane, the news broke that Spurs have agreed deal with Bayern Munich for him to join Bayern Munich for the next coming season. And in the last few weeks, there was news that Tottenham gave Harry Kane gave Darren Levy that he will want this to be resolved before the beginning of the season. This is just 2 nights away from the season starting, and today they gave this news. Based on that, many are saying that's why Harry Kane is dragging feet in giving green light to Bayern Munich. What do you think about this news? Having followed this news all through the transfer market this season, what do you think?
Honestly, sometimes I don't even know what Harry Kane wants. I tell people, if you want to leave, show nonchalant attitude towards these teams. The last game he played, he was on fire. If I were the thoughts, I will pretend like I don't know he wants to leave. I will drag my feet. I don't know what I don't know if he want to stay in Tottenham and be like a hero, like the likes of John Terry, the likes of probably Messi. These players that stayed in the team and had their status built in this stadium of the team. I don't know what his plans are, but if he really want to win lorries, if he want to, after games, after his career, to come out and tell people that he won this and this is an opportunity for him to go to Bayern. Bayern will give him, I believe.
Okay, before you finish, let me cut you short on that. There's a school of thought that, if an EPL team had come to Tottenham, that maybe wouldn't listen to them, or even if he did, the price will be way more than what he has agreed with Bayern Munich. And some are saying that probably a team like United could be in the hindsight waiting for Spurs to agree this deal. Then they will come in probably with improved bid of 5 or 10 million and try to get Harry Kane. So some are thinking maybe Harry Kane has an understanding that United might be coming in for him. That's why he hasn't given Daniel Levy, the green light that he's going to join Bayern Munich. And the other side of it is for him also not to leave this season. He just has 1 year left in his contract. If he doesn't leave this season and stays in Tottenham, by next season, he's a free agent. He can join any club that he wants and negotiate his contract. But again, he's 31 years now. By the end of this season, it's 32. Is he still going to command that kind of respect and value in the eyes of teams? United has gone to sign Højlund. If by the end of the season he's on fire, they may not look at Harry Kane anymore. Just like what happened the other time. City couldn't buy him. They got Haaland. It's now history. Arsenal is moving on. Liverpool has Darwin Núñez and Gakpo. They might not need Harry Kane by next season. So there is so much. So if we are in this bracket, what do you think should be his best option?
You see, the truth is that, like I said initially, that we don't even know if Harry Kane knew what he wants. If he wants legacy, if he wants money, if he wants, no, or if he wants trophy, legacy, money, or trophy, because as it is, it is like, 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards. If I were Tottenham, I'm not going to sell Harry Kane to any Premiership team, because you can guarantee that Harry Kane can give you at least 20 goals in a season, at least 20 goals. So if you're selling Harry Kane to Man U or any of these Premiership teams, then it's like shooting yourself in the foot. But with Bayern, they want to sell. But what is in Harry Kane's mind? What is his intentions? So that's the problem.
Exactly.
And again, age is not on his side. So if he's making the decision, this is the right time to make the decision. If he's hoping to be 32, to be a free agent so that he can now maximize his potential as well. Let's see what tomorrow holds for him.
Yeah, for me, like just like you said, it's a little bit. There's not going to be a perfect road to follow. It depends on what he wants. If Harry Kane values much the record, the EPL record that he doesn't want to, he wants to break the Alan Shearer record that he can break, then he can stay at Tottenham this season and see out his contract. By next year, maybe join United or anybody, he will break that record, if that means a lot to him. But if he's trophy, I think Bayern is the best chance for him, because Bayern Munich, obviously, with Harry Kane, there is no way they will not win the Bundesliga next season, and even have a chance of winning the Champions League.
Champions League, yeah.
Yes, joining United makes United a title contender, but there's no assurance that they can win it, because you have other teams that are also strong. But Germany is different. Then if he wants money, of course, he can renew his contract in Tottenham. Then Levy is ready to offer him £400,000, like I heard, to stay in Tottenham. So if he has money, then he can also stay there, get the money, and still break the record. They forget about trophies. So it all depends on what is important to Harry Kane. I think we'll leave that at that now. The next drama that unfolded today was Caicedo and Lavia. This one concerns you directly. Chelsea has been chasing this young man for over 2 months now. And Brighton seemed not to name any price for him. They kept rejecting every offer Chelsea made until, I think, last week or this week, they kind of said they wanted 85 million, anything more than 85 million. And Chelsea was in the bridge of probably negotiating that figure. And Liverpool, from nowhere today, made inquiries about the young man. How do you feel about this one?
I tell you, Liverpool is trying to throw spanner in our engine. If you ask me, I will tell you that Liverpool has no intentions of buying this player. They just want to throw confusion and allow Sunday to pass for them to play us. Yes. Allow this weekend to pass. Honestly, another thing I want
no, but they got 40 million cash upfront from Fabinho, so they have some money to throw around as well.
Yeah, but they really have that money. Why have they not bought this Lavia that was cheaper? They would have gone for. Are they trying to, is it like a tic-tac? They say, okay, you guys are coming after us, let's come after you. I don't know. But for me, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that what they are trying to do is to just throw spanner in our wheel. They have no intention of buying this player. They just want to disrupt the market forces and let this weekend pass. When this weekend passes, then they will now.
Okay. I know you're a little bit biased, a Chelsea fan. Let me from the way I see it from the outside, right. Liverpool has every right to go for Caicedo. Why do I say that? They lost 2 very strong important players for them the last 3 seasons in the presence of Fabinho and Henderson. They just have two new midfielders that joined them. So if they have the money, Caicedo will be very, very useful for Liverpool right now. So it's possible that they just looked at it, man, this guy is available. We just got 40 million or 45 million on Fabinho. Why don't we invest this money, just add money to it? Because if you buy a Lavia for 45 or 50, close to 50 million, it's 19 years. Though Caicedo is still young, but he looks to have played in top flight more than Lavia. So instead of going into a project, they want to say, okay, this guy is sure that he has been proven to play in EPL. Let's go for him. So it's possible it's a serious inquiry, and I don't think Liverpool doesn't need Caicedo. They need him. If they can get him, it'll be very important to him. There's no team, even City. I don't even count City out in this deal. If they don't get Paqueta, they can come back for Caicedo because they also need somebody in their midfield. So I think what you get when people used to laugh at Arsenal about is about to happen to Chelsea. If Chelsea is really serious about this guy, I think they should just pay the money, get him, and move on. Especially,
yeah, go ahead.
No, continue.
No, I honestly believe that Liverpool, okay, all of a sudden, 24 hours to the start of EPL, you guys are coming for a player that we have pursued all through the season. You guys have never shown any interest in this player. All of a sudden, just 24 hours to the opening game between Chelsea and Liverpool, you guys are coming to drag a player that you guys, every soccer following person knows that Chelsea needs this player more than every other person. That is just the truth.
Well, but that one is your Chelsea loyalty speaking. It doesn't. I think forgotten how Chelsea signed Luka Modric. It's not the same way. Arsenal did the whole work. Last minute, you guys came in, threw money at him, and took the young man. Yes. And so that's how they say what comes around goes around comes around.
Yes.
So
I hope that Liverpool will not get him. I believe they're not going to get him, and I hope so. And I feel like people tend to write Chelsea off. The way when I look at Arsenal fans, including the humble host, whenever they talk about Chelsea, they smile in their mind. You guys, your what do I call it? You guys hopes might not, be careful what you wish for. Chelsea, remember Chelsea is already buying Adams. You know Adams, right? Mm-hmm. The Adams from
the US
the US captain. Yeah. I love the play. I love the guy's play. He has leadership ability. He has good work rate. In as much as there's it is. I've checked the stats. You cannot compare him with Caicedo. You understand? But that guy can provide a whole lot of support in our midfield.
Okay, Let me ask you this question. Now that yesterday, you've gone into Chelsea. Don't forget, you guys lost Nkunku to an ACL for the next 3-4 months over the weekend. Yes. What do you think is going to be the impact of that injury on Chelsea?
It's so unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate because the guy was promising in the season games. If with his combinations with Jackson, showed a promising team. When immediately I heard that they are waiting to see, it's not number of weeks but months, I got so bad. Because I was telling my friends who are supporting other teams that be careful what you guys wish for. When I saw most of the games Chelsea played, our attack, the way we progressed in the attack was beautiful. Our attack progression was beautiful. The only area that I wasn't I was iffy about was in our defense lineup, where our coach was trying to figure out where to use Kokora. He doesn't know if Kokora can play, as a central defender or left, or he was kind of, trying to throw him around. but there is a very big blow on Chelsea's on Chelsea team. And this under Sterling, when I look at Sterling, I don't know what is wrong with him. Sterling is not maybe I expected much from Sterling. Sterling is not promising. He is not what do I say? He's not, giving us the amount we're paying him.
What was expected.
Yes, he's not giving to us.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. For me, I heard what you said earlier on. One of the reasons why I didn't before you guys got poached, I didn't really count Chelsea as going to do anything because, of course, you have so much to deal with off the field. But now you've gotten Pochettino, who I respect very well, especially when it comes to EPL.
Right.
And he has come in. Of course, we all know he likes to work with young players. And he has tried to get rid of some old names, and he's signing new players. No matter, even Pep, when he came to City, it took him a couple of seasons to get his hand on the squad and move the team forward. And we know what happened since then. Klopp came in as well. He was on his fourth year that he started to make strides with Liverpool. So it's not wrong for anybody to feel that Pochettino is not going to make it happen this season. I don't believe that Pochettino is going to make it happen for Chelsea this season, but he's going to put them in a direction that they want to go because he has a lot of young players. So looking at Chelsea today, forget about the impact of Pochettino. Do you think that your squad is balanced enough to go and challenge for top 4 in EPL?
Well, if the only reason I will not say they will challenge top 4 was because of the injury on Nkunku. Because in the preseason, I was careful. I was judiciously watching their progression. I will be happy if we are within top 6 in this season. I will be happy because I saw some degree of progression. I saw what I was inspired. I was inspired. I believe that Poch is doing a great job. For him to even discover that keeper is not his first team keeper.
Yeah, I was going to even come to that. Who is Chelsea's first choice? Because Kepa is here. Chelsea is in a very serious conversation for Kepa with Bayern Munich. And yes, today, news broke that Coutinho for Real Madrid tore his ACL is going to be out for a few months. So they are also making an inquiry for a Kepa situation from Chelsea. So who's the Chelsea signed a goalkeeper this
Chelsea signed. I think Chelsea signed one of these keepers from I can remember the name. I've forgotten the name.
Okay, Brighton. Yeah, Brighton.
Brighton's second keeper.
Yeah, I think.
But so, is it not ironic that I tell people, you see why, my humble self and some of my Chelsea fans will get a loggerhead. Titi is looking for Kepa. Is it not ironic that Bayern Munich is looking for Kepa?
Exactly.
I mean, in this world, I
was surprised when I saw that one.
I tell people that Chelsea's problem started with Tuchel not knowing how to buy players from the market. He is not a good acquisitor of players. Sometimes I feel like he can assemble good players that are bought from by other coaches. But when you give him money to go to the market, he will buy nonsense.
He said it I remember the last time you came.
Yes, when you give him money to go to because just imagine that in the whole of Premiership, what do Kepa bring in the team? The only thing he brings is he can kick the ball.
Kepa, let me ask you again, about Chelsea, because I was thinking about it now. All the teams in EPL, all the top 6 teams in the last season are all strengthening. Their squad were strong enough last season, and everybody, including Aston Villa and Brighton. These are teams that gave the top 4 run for their money last season. We have Newcastle. Newcastle made it to top 4.
Right.
Which made Liverpool and Spurs to be out of it. So this season, these 2 are going to fight to get to top 4. Right. Then, of course, between the 6 of them, 2 are going to drop. Then on top of that, you have Brighton and you have Aston Villa, who have also done very well this summer. Even with Nkunku, do you think Chelsea is going to be in Europe? You make it to Europe position this season?
You see, I told you that I was looking at top 6. I wasn't looking at top 4 because if you look at the number of old players, the number of the base of the team that left, is not something that, you know, forget about big names. Big names don't play soccer. You know, big countries, big clubs, you must have materials to meet up with your names that you have. Yes. You know, I was looking at a situation where if Chelsea makes, you know, the first 6, I won't be crying. I will not be angry about it, you know, because we lost a whole lot of depth.
Let me throw you a little bit there. I remember when Arsenal went the first 8 years without not winning EPL. Chelsea and the Man United fans were saying it can never happen to their team. Right now is 6 years. Chelsea has not even challenged for EPL since they won it last. They've not been anywhere close to winning it again. And from what you're saying now, it looks like for the next 2 seasons, Chelsea might not be challenging for the league. Doesn't that bother you?
Well, like, you know, it bothers me, but I'm seeing stability coming. You know, the most important thing is, you know, you look towards the future. What do you see?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, you know, I always praise Arsenal. You know, I give kudos to your coach. He is a coach that has vision. He came in, you know, he has his game plans. Some of the big players that wanted to throw spanner on his wheel, he banged them. He took decisions. Somebody like Aubameyang, he took even at the time he took decision. Aubameyang is seen as a very good player, a vital player to Arsenal's success. You know, such people, when you see such people that are looking at, you know, building, you give them space, you give them chance. I believe strongly that once EPL starts, because Pochettino is a very good coach, he knows how to build from the scratch. Some of these players he's acquired. If you've not watched Chelsea's most of their preseason games, just try to watch it. You see that the ease at which we get to other people's posts is so overwhelming. I'm so impressed. Unlike before, you know, 90% of our games are back pass. You know, you see a progression of, you know, the team is almost scoring. Even sometimes you notice that the players that are even backing pass again these days are the old players that were left in the team. You know, so I will not be worried. You know, to answer your question, I will not be worried if Chelsea is not. Of course, I don't expect them to, you know, to be a contender.
This season. Yeah.
Yes, but I believe that from next season, anything can happen.
Yeah, Chelsea have done Chelsea have done a very good job in the transfer market, but even at that, they still have so much to do, and which was my concern for Chelsea as a club going into the summer. They have tried a lot to offload a lot of players. Unfortunately, they're trying to reduce the number of players they have in the squad, and they still need to buy. So it's a very tricky one for Chelsea. We can only wait and see how the season unfolds.
And before we move on, I want to round up that I'm happy that Chelsea is offloading and buying, because majority of the problem we had in Chelsea's team of last season is a problem of motivation. That is why if you look at that problem of motivation followed Mason Mount to Man U, I don't think he has been motivated yet. Even if you look at Kai, there are some clear scoring chances that a good player will score, but you see that sluggish struggle of Kai in Arsenal, you can still see it. If you look at if you look at Kovacic, his first game with City, go look at the first game with City. The coach had to call him and say, "Look, this is what I want you to do." There was a meme going around where the coach took him out, took him towards a path, and they were walking. And that meme was speaking in Nigerian broken English, this thing where they do, not be so we do them for, So I believe that this new blood, this new input, this new players that we are putting in, that are coming with passion. They are motivated. They are hungry. You know, anything can happen.
Well, right. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna put it down to motivation. It's just like you know, in Chelsea, they've been used to doing things a certain way, and all of a sudden, you go to other places where the culture is different. To be honest, like I can say from the beginning, I didn't understand the sign of Kai Havertz, but I was willing to give him a chance based on the trust I have for Arteta. In the first game, I saw the signs of Kai Havertz that was in Chelsea. But as he played more games, he improved. The first thing I noticed about him when he came was he wasn't pressing as hard as Chelsea, Arsenal players are used to pressing, and it caused some problems for us in the middle that made the opponents play through our midfield a lot of times. But as the games kept coming, he improved in that. In the game against City, I was telling my mates, the first 15 minutes, I watched him very well. I have a cost problem for Arsenal for those first 15 minutes. He made Odegaard to even go press beyond him. And that caused some imbalance in our setup. But as the game progressed, apparently him looking at the way Odegaard was pressing, he picked up from there. And for the rest of the game, he played very well. We all know that he's not a very good finisher. He's not a finisher. But one thing cannot take away from Kai Havertz is that he knows how to sniff chances. He knows where to find spaces in opponent's box. So the one of finishing, I'm sure it will come. I'm sure he will work on it. They will train him on it. Before now, Saka wasn't a player that used to score a lot of goals. Everybody knew he was good, but he didn't have goals in his game. But the last 2 seasons, in fact, last season and this summer, he has added that to his game. So we're hoping that Kai Havertz will be that the same way. Let's look at Liverpool.
Okay.
Liverpool is another tricky one. It's another team that didn't do well as their reputation is supposed to do last season. Though toward the end of the season, they picked up and gave a last-ditch push for top 4 and narrowly missed from that. This summer, they have removed 2 players in their midfield. Of course, Henderson, of course, we knew Mena has gone. And then lately, they also took out Fabinho. And they have signed 2 younger midfielders. Now they're going for either Lavia or Caicedo. Do you think, being a rival, what do you think about Liverpool as a team? And, factoring in the fact that Darwin Núñez has gotten off his debut season out of the way. Apparently now he should be more used to Liverpool as a team and EPL as a league. They also have Gakpo, who joined in January. He did very well. Who can always only get better. The Diaz was injured for most part of last season. I'm sure he's fit now and ready to go. So looking at Liverpool as a team and the adjustment that club did in their midfield, pushing Alexander-Arnold into the midfield, which I watched him in England game over the summer. There were 2 or 3 moves that he made. One of them was a pass that he gave to Saka, which I think is going to be a problem for opposing teams to handle if he continues to play in that position. So how do you see Liverpool? How do you see that squad?
I honestly think at every point in time, Liverpool always finds a way to overcome. There are teams that even on their worst day, they can overcome. Such teams are Liverpool. You see, if it's not broken, I believe, don't fix. In as much as you saw the changes the coach made, bringing Arnold in the midfield, I believe that Arnold creates a whole lot of chances. 90% of the goals that Liverpool score in the season comes from Arnold's input from that is right full back and playing more of like a 7. He plays more like Cafu of Brazil. He's a defender that attacks and comes back.
Yeah.
I don't know who is gonna replace his contribution in Liverpool's lineup. And I tell people, Núñez, I don't know if he has. I don't. You know, I watch him. I watch him in some of the matches he played in preseason. I don't know if he has fully understood or he has fully grown into Liverpool. That Liverpool team. He still loses. You know, he's quick to. I don't know if it is let me score attitude. You know, or quick to shoot when it is. I mean, what the reason I'm saying is I watch his combinations with Salah and Mane's combination with Salah. When you look at it, you see that it is a minus selling money to buy, you know, selling money and getting some of this.
But the thing is that Mane, Salah are not going to be in Liverpool forever. At some point, they're still going to go. So it's going to happen one day. Either they get injured, either they get old, or something. Like today, Mina has left. Henderson had to go. He's old. So you can always. Darwin Núñez, I don't particularly rate him, but I see what he does for Liverpool. He might not score the goals, but he causes a lot of problems for opponent defense. Now they brought in Gakpo, who also works very hard and can take chances. So if Darwin Núñez doesn't score, doesn't mean Liverpool will not score. So
yeah, you are right. You know, remember I told you that Liverpool is a team that somehow, even at their worst day, they find a way to win. Yeah. Unlike sometimes there are teams like Chelsea, my team. You know, when they are bad, you just say, "Oh Lord, what is happening?" You know what I'm saying? Liverpool tends to, even when they are not very good, when they see chances, they take it.
So looking at the teams now and Liverpool, where do you expect Liverpool to finish this season?
You see that my concern with Liverpool is if are they able to get this Casado, or are they able to fill in that their midfield? There is partial vacuum. One thing you got to understand is Mina contributes a lot in Liverpool. Mm-hmm. You know, he does something that, you know, people might say that his contribution is he does what eyes don't see. So if they're able to secure the midfield, I mean, I cannot write them out being in the last four. I don't see them. I don't want to predict. I don't want to say this because, you know, oftentimes, you know, I don't want to, not that I don't want to wish them well, but I see us now continuing the way they started last season, you know, continuing in this season. My fear with Arsenal is let them not get to a point where the same devil, you know, mm-hmm. the devil, or maybe injuries, you know, they get to a point, the matches that they should win, they start drawing it. But if they concentrate, which I believe they, you know, with their last game against, I was watching Shaba and, you know, a bunch of our players, our guys, you know, they knew that Arsenal was a threat, but they consoled themselves by saying, the game is over, Arsenal lost. I was telling myself that this game is still open until the last whistle. And that was what happened. So I see Liverpool as, you know, a team that can push for last four, or you know, the first four rather. And I see Arsenal still being what they are, you know.
Yeah, for me, honestly, Liverpool going forward, they are a threat. But defensively, I'm not very sure what they're going to bring. And one of the things that we know about EPL is that teams don't respect you. They come at you. They don't care if you win them 10-0. They keep attacking. And if you're not settled at the back or in the midfield, teams that relegation battle will undo you, take their 3 points and go home. So having said that, Liverpool, like you said, if they get Caicedo, there's something somebody said in the last episode that they said about Arsenal, our defense. As good as our defense is, there's no leadership. There's no that one voice that controls others. That thing is very, very important in football. So in the midfield position, you have Lord Fabinho, you have Lord Henderson. Who is going to commandeer that midfield right now? They've signed these two players who are fantastic, but nobody knows. I don't know about their leadership qualities. At the back, you have Van Dijk. Of course, he leads the defense line. But we also know that most of the season, last season, Van Dijk wasn't himself. So right now, we're not sure which Van Dijk was going to get. Is it the one that we had before the injury, or the one that we had after the injury is going to continue? So having said that, looking at all this, I have a feeling that Liverpool can only give a push for top 4 this season. I don't think they'll challenge for the title.
No, they're not. They're not challenging. I even tell people that Van Dijk, we tend to look at him as this mighty defender. I don't. Van Dijk is a defender that can easily be dribbled by a very good striker. Van Dijk gives you chance to hold the ball, control it, and face him. I don't know if you've noticed this.
Yeah, he doesn't close the players down.
Yeah, because I feel like, I play soccer. In my mindset, whenever there is 50-50 ball with a defender and attacker, a defender should go.
Close down.
Yes, should close down. Whenever an attacker holds the ball, controls the ball, and face you as a defender, you are in trouble. And Van Dijk, I've watched him severally. He will always allow an attacker to control the ball and face him. He will just be timing you. A fast playing, somebody that has body movement and leg overs will just throw you out and go. So I don't see him as this top defenders that.
Yeah, I remember we Arsenal fans, when Arsenal signed Pepe, we used to brag that nobody had dribbled past Van Dijk for the past 3 years, but it was only Pepe that was able to do it when he came to Arsenal. And that confirms what you're saying. Huge breaking news from Maurizio Romano. He just broke a news right now, a dramatic one for that matter, that Liverpool submitted a 110 million bid for Moises Caicedo, official bid, and it looks like Brighton has accepted that bid. If nothing changes, Moises Caicedo, whom Chelsea has pursued for almost all through the transfer window, will become a Liverpool player. Maurizio also broke that the Harry Kane has also agreed to join Bayern Munich on a 4-year deal. The 30-year-old English striker, English captain, will become a Bayern Munich player in the coming days if nothing changes. This is a very big development, a huge one for that matter. Big drama unfolding today. Big news, big breakthroughs in transfers. Boom, as Fabrizio says it today in the market. Crazy market this summer. We sit back as Arsenal fans are going to be enjoying this one, considering what Chelsea did to them in the window in January and snatched from their hands Mikhail Modric. This time around is the turn of Chelsea to read their pen, as Liverpool has hijacked this deal as it stands now, barring any changes in the coming hours and the coming days. So we'll sit back and watch this drama unfold and see if Chelsea will come back on this one, or Liverpool has won the day, or Chelsea will move on. We know that today they sent in a bid for Lavia, which means this probably was expected by Chelsea to happen. So we'll move on, and we'll move on to United, Chelsea. Chill my heartbreak for you guys, and we go. Let's look at United. United is another tricky team going into next season.
Right.
They are in the beginning of the transfer window. They were a little bit quiet, but all of a sudden things are shaping up in that club. Maguire has been stripped of the captain's armband. They're trying to get rid of him. I think West Ham have increased their bid for him today. So we're looking at possible him moving to West Ham. Fred today agreed to move in a deal with Fenerbahce. I think they have already unveiled him to Fenerbahce. And they're also looking to sell McTominay to West Ham. So things are looking up, and they have already signed a striker. They signed Onana. I have a feeling that United might still go for Harry Kane. And probably that's one of the reasons why he has made up his mind to move to Tottenham. I don't know where you place United going to next season in terms of how they're going to perform. What do you think about their squad? Do you think that squad is balanced enough to give a push or challenge? Because some people, United is a traditional team in England. They have a lot of fans. I don't understand why a lot of people are saying they are title challengers. I don't know if you agree with that thought.
Well, honestly, I don't know who will beat his chest and say that Man U is the title challenger this season. You know, it's like me. You know, maybe a Man U fan, somebody like me, a Chelsea fan. You know, I might have some emotional attachment to Chelsea and tell you that, you know, if I'm not being realistic, I will tell you that Chelsea might, but it's not the truth. I don't know. Man U's midfield is a suspect. And another, you know, Man U's midfield is suspect. It's true that they bought Onana as a third defender or a third player, the 12th midfield. But I tell you, you know, he needs to understand the culture of Premiership before he start expressing that his ability to come out and, you know, because that's going to be a problem. And once they score him this type of goal they did twice, his confidence will disappear. His confidence will disappear. So for me, I believe that let me ask you, McTominay and Mason Mount, who, if you are a coach, who will you buy in your team?
To be honest, I know United fans will say, what about Kai Havertz? To be honest, I wouldn't go for. I didn't understand why United were very serious about Mason Mount. Mason Mount, the only thing I know about him, the one thing that he has, can't take away from him is he can walk. He works hard. But outside that, I don't really know much what he brings that United don't have. To your question, to be honest, I would take McTominay. Sometimes some of these players perform based on combination. Who are they playing with?
Right.
McTominay is a lesser version, or as in, like, he plays in this, for me, he plays in the same role or the same way Casemiro plays. But Casemiro is a top player.
Yes.
So you're not going to have McTominay, Casemiro in the same team, except when we play defensive. So going to bring Mason Mount. Mason Mount scored some goals in the beginning of his career in Chelsea. But after that, I watched Chelsea so many times, and I see, you're talking about Kai Havertz missing chances. Mason Mount missed a lot of chances for Chelsea. So many times. And there are so many times that, okay, you have a chance to create for somebody else. He doesn't have that intelligence to do it.
Okay. I'm happy that you're saying that.
So I don't, even all through this preseason, as I watch Arsenal games, I've watched a lot of Man U games. There are some games I forget that he's playing for Man United.
Good. I even forget. Most games I don't see him.
I don't see him. So I don't understand what he's doing. If you're playing, let's say, a defensive midfielder position, sometimes, okay, and your team is an attacking work, it's okay, we don't see you that much. But the position where he plays in 8, you're supposed to help create play and help defend. But I don't. He looks to be anonymous in the games that I've watched. And the reason why I've not been saying much about it when I talk to my fellow United fans, because they'll think he's just bantering. No, I don't see him. At least Kai Havertz gets into positions, you say he missed the chance. At least you see him that he missed the chance. Which one? What can you say about Mason Mount? What has he brought into the team? Onana, you criticize him, okay, he comes out too much from his post. But at least you see what he does. You know, yes, he helps the team build attack from behind, but he has his deficit. Which one would you say about Mason Mount since he joined United? Honestly, I don't have one.
You know, when I say, people will say that I'm a sore loser, you know, maybe because we lost him in Chelsea, which I prayed. It's like now, in our Chelsea forum today, you know, when we were talking about Bayern asking for Kepa, I say, praise the Lord, that when I tell people, somebody in the forum say, I think it was, you know, one of the, you know, our guys said that maybe because Chelsea doesn't know how to use Kepa, that is why a team that knows how to use him. You know what I answered them? I said, TT, who is a failure, is coming to Chelsea to pick his partner in failure to go to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Kepa has played under, even from Sarri, right? From Sarri, Conte is now. So There's nothing he has to prove. I mean, like some people say, is a I don't even know what I would say about Kepa. It's just, I don't know. I think one of the problems that he has or he had was the Chelsea overpaid for him. Overpaid, really, really overpaid for him. And since that time, he couldn't handle that pressure.
The payment put pressure on him and he lost confidence.
And he lost it since then. You know, before we leave United, today they brought out their squad list for the season, and Mason Greenwood's name was missing. Would you take Greenwood in Chelsea?
Honestly, I will take him in a heartbeat. Even this evening, I heard a rumor that Chelsea is going for Alvarez from City, and is it Fonda from City?
Yeah.
Greens is another. These are committed players. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm. You know, somebody might tell me I'm not a coach. Why will a coach leave Greens for Mount?
Listen, Mount.
You see what I'm saying? I've watched Mount in Chelsea. I've watched him religiously. Maybe his confidence, maybe because at the point he was termed our new
Lampard.
So he saw himself as, you know, Messiah, you know. So these are players. I would take Grace in a heartbeat. I would take Fonda in a heartbeat. I would take Alvarez in a heartbeat. These are the players that, you know, you see their contribution, you see their zeal, you see their determination, you see their, you know, the way
that Alvarez boy, I think he scored over 15 goals, even though he wasn't starting games in City. It's damning.
Yes, you know.
Damning.
So
where do you expect United to finish next season?
Well, I don't think United might be in Chelsea's. United might be in, you know, first six. I'm not going to be surprised if United takes 5th position or 6th position, because I've not seen any major push or any major impact from their, you know, from their purchases, and I believe that they are leaving their good players to go and buying fringe to make up for the team.
Yeah, most times when EPL is being discussed, it's always the traditional teams that I mentioned the last 10, 20 years: Man United, City now, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, most of the time Tottenham. But there are these 3 dark horses that have showed up now in EPL, and it looks like they're making a strong case for themselves based on how they performed last season and what they have done in the transfer window this summer: Aston Villa, Brighton, and Newcastle. Talk us through your what you think about these 3 teams going to next season.
Well, I love Brighton. They play good football. They play, you know, there's nothing like when you watch soccer, you sit on your toes or you sit on your heels. You know, I like Brighton. I believe that one of the things that kills them is inexperience. But they will give you run for your money. And they are not a fluke. You will not say Brighton the way they, you know, the performance they showed last season. You cannot liken it to what Leicester City did to get Premiership, to win the Premiership.
Yeah.
You cannot liken it to it because, you know, they played very well, and they look like a team that can replicate what they did last season. Aston Villa is another good team, but eventually, these 3 teams you mentioned will still, you know, they will still. Once the game starts, the traditional top 4, top 6 teams will still cluster together. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, for me, I'm worried about Aston Villa. I don't know if you know or if you remember their present director of football, Monchi. They stamped the Messi of transfers. He worked in, I think, Barcelona, Sevilla. Now he's in Aston Villa, and he has put off some very interesting transfers this summer for the team. So now Emery is a man who doesn't make too much noise, but He is a hard-working coach, and everywhere he has gone, he has succeeded. And from last season, if you listen to him, he was talking so much about where the club wants to be. So I'm a little bit worried about them going into this season. Aston Villa is going to be a team that the traditional teams are going to have to contend with very soon. You know, Tottenham was not there before.
Yes.
Pochettino came from Southampton and put them in that picture. All of the people have forgotten that 10 years ago, Tottenham wasn't a team that was going to be in top 4. They used to do their top 6, top 10 position. Aston Villa is gradually trying to become the new Tottenham that is making case for that top 4. Brighton narrowly missed out in the top 6 last season.
Yes.
They're going to be in Conference League. And I expect that one thing about Brighton is they lose players, it looks like nothing happened. They lose the coach, it looks like nobody left. I don't know how they do it. So if they can repeat that magic this season, then they will have to worry about them as well. Of course, Newcastle, they have the money. If not for FFP, I'm sure they would have bought everybody. But so far, they have done good business as well. And the team is strong. They were very strong, strong last season. And they have added numbers to their team as well. Don't forget that they signed this Isaac in January, and he was injured for like 2-3 months before he started playing. And when he joined them back, he made a very big impact. So going to this new season, he's going to be available from the beginning of the season. Him and Wilson, and in the heart of the attack, is going to be.
I believe I will, even between these 3 teams, the Newcastle, the Brighton, and the Aston Villa, I give Newcastle. In fact, last season I thought the game against Arsenal, I put my money down that Newcastle is winning that game. Because there is something about Newcastle team. Look at the team. That Newcastle team has giant players. Most of their players they have presence.
Yeah, I remember I had a conversation with you. You're concerned about their size. Yeah,
they have presence. And those things, they worth something. When you have players that are fit and with presence, they challenge. So I'm not going to write, I mean, let's see. I don't want
to. Okay, let me put you on the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday I put the other guys on the spot. Who is going to be our top 5 teams in the order? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Okay, I say Arsenal. I honestly believe, Arsenal with the way they are going, they're probably going to win the league this year. Except, sometimes Pep is a magician. He will create something when you need him to create it. So, but I give Arsenal to be number 1. Of course, City will be number 2. I might give Liverpool number 3. Then I might say Newcastle number 4.
Okay.
Newcastle number 4. Then I'll probably say Man U and Chelsea. Somebody might take 5. Let me put Chelsea as number 5 because of my loyalty with Chelsea. And I put Man U number 6.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to, guys, before we go to our last segment of the episode, I want to remind you again, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so right now. We have touched on so many controversial topics or issues in this episode. So get down in the comment section and let us know what you feel. If you want to, like Choma, shoot at Chema or at me or agree with what we're saying. So let's know. It's very important for us to get feedback to know what you feel about some of these things we have discussed today. So Chima, the games we're going to predict this weekend. We have 6 games to predict. We have Burnley against City.
Okay.
They're playing in Burnley.
I believe City is going to, of course, not. I know that City is winning that game. City is winning that game. City is going to score more than 2 goals. you know, whatever is the score line, City is winning 2 goals more than they're gonna score 2 goals more than if it's 3-1 or 2-0 or 4-1.
Okay.
But it will be 2 goals and above.
Okay,
City.
I'll predict a 2-2.
2-2?
Yes.
Are you serious? Why would you say that?
I'll predict a 2-2.
Okay, I predict 3-1.
Usually teams that come from what do they call it? From the championship, there is excitement, and they're playing at home in front of their stadium, their fans. They usually come with excitement. Either they lose that game woefully, or they will give City a run for their money. But I will go with my loyalty to Arsenal and predict a 2-2. But technically, it's not going to be a very easy game for City.
Okay.
Yeah, the next game will be Everton Fulham. Everton barely survived relegation last season. Fulham was a team that we all know also grew in the way they play football. Unfortunately, towards the end of the season, they dropped off. I think towards by the running, when they apparently the players got in their head they were guaranteed survival, so their form dropped. But it's a team that also plays football the way it should be played. So what do you think? Everton is at home to Fulham.
Yes. I give it to Fulham. I think it's going to be a 2-1 scoreline for Fulham. Fulham showed they were, you know, they showed the character in last season. In as although that at the end of the season they dropped form, but you can see that they have what it takes to stay up. Everton, who is in Everton? Is it our own Wobby, or is it this Jamaican guy? So I give it to Fulham 2-1.
For me, Everton will win 2-1.
Okay.
Then we have Newcastle Aston Villa. This is for me. After Liverpool Chelsea, this is another game that is going to be very interesting. I won't miss this one. Newcastle Aston Villa.
I give it to Newcastle.
Sqaud.
I call it 2-1.
Okay, for me, I go 3-2 Newcastle.
Okay.
4. Then we have Brentford Tottenham.
Okay.
Brentford Tottenham.
I give it to Tottenham.
Sqaud.
2-1.
Newcastle Aston Villa. I said Newcastle Aston Villa.
No, I gave it to Newcastle. I gave to Newcastle. You gave it to Aston Villa. You said that Aston Villa. No, you said Newcastle 3-2. I said Newcastle 2-1. Okay. We agreed on that.
Okay. Tottenham, Brentford. Tottenham will win, right?
Yes, I said 2-1.
Okay, I give it. That one will be 2-2.
Okay.
Then the last and the most important one for this episode: Chelsea Stamford Bridge against Liverpool.
That match Chelsea is winning it. I don't see anything in Liverpool's defense. Their defense is porous. My cry is this guy that had this Christopher Nkunku that is injured. But even be that as it may, rather, I give the game 1-0 in favor of Chelsea.
Okay, 1-0. This one I go 3-1 Liverpool.
Liverpool is going to score 3 goals in the bridge.
Yes, 3-1 Liverpool. I missed one. Arsenal Nottingham Forest at the Emirates.
Okay.
What's the position for that one?
Arsenal is going to win. Maybe I'm looking at three goals to nothing.
Okay, I go 3-1 on that one. Nottingham Forest will score 1 goal. Yeah, the Emirates, Arsenal is fond of conceding goals at the Emirates because we go all attack.
Okay, you said 3-1.
Yeah.
I said 3-0. Okay. So what was your prediction with Brentford and Tottenham?
Tottenham said 2-2.
Okay, you said 2-2. I said 2-0. You said 2-2. Oh God, I said 2-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You said 2-1. Tottenham will win.
Yes. I said Tottenham will win.
Okay, guys. Like I said, if you forgot to subscribe, please, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. Like and share this video. And let us know, my Chelsea fans, on this channel. Back your man or kill him. Yeah, you have heard what he said about
my Chelsea fans, my brothers in Chelsea. I just want to speak to you guys passionately. Let us not be withered. Let our minds not fall. Let our confidence not drop. I strongly believe that the person we have on this driver's seat, our coach, is capable. He's willing. I saw some of our games in preseason. We're not doing bad. We're not doing that bad. So let's support. Let's come to the comment section. Let us share. Let us wish our team good luck, and let us move. Thank you,
guys. So we look forward to seeing you at the end of the games. This is a kind of our pre-game show. We're not going to have another show until the games come and pass. By Sunday, we'll look back, we'll check our scores, check the scores, our predictions, how the team start the season. And of course, it looks to be an exciting season coming up for us fans, for all of us of football, for all of us of this game. Most of the teams have strengthened their squad. Some are still in the business of doing that. So it looks to be a very exciting season especially in the EPL. And we're going to try as much to look into other leagues in Europe, the German Bundesliga, the La Liga in Spain, and the Italian league. As the season progresses as well, based on the activities going on in the Saudi Arabian league, a lot of European players have moved there. So we're also looking at bringing you actions and information coming from that league, how these players are doing. So stay tuned in this channel. As we promised you, it's going to be action packed from now to the end of at the beginning of this season to the end. Whatever news, issues, discussions, important and exciting ones are going to be happening. Stay tuned in this channel, and we promise to always bring these issues here, break them down for you to understand, and give you the chance as well to air your views and let us know how you feel about them. Thank you, Chima, for coming on the show today. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday when we look at the results of this game. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for having me.